SexyHackers.com.
Sexy Hackers Clothing presents a podcast where literally anything can happen. So long as it's written down in a book. Warning. Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you could have on your trip in a balloon. From time to time as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you take are a result of your choice. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens to you next. Remember, you cannot go back. Think carefully before you make a move. One mistake can be your last, or it may lead you to fame and fortune.
SexyHackers.com.
Life is like a story with many paths to choose. I gotta get some good friends to help me make it through. So here's the plan, just take my hand, the adventure's just begun. And all we have to do is turn to page fun.
And welcome to Turn to Page Fun! Whee! The only podcast where I, your host, Nick Vera, read through a bunch of game book style books that include Choose Your Own Adventure series with some of my very close and very funny friends. An idea that is so good that I stole it from my partner and froze her out of the production process. Currently, we are reading By Balloon to the Sahara. By D. Turman, which is a real person's name. Copyright 1979, Bantam Books. And with me today, this week, I have immediately on my right, shaking it up, I have Fiddler.
I like Fiddlist.
Fiddlist?
You can keep that one. Yeah, that's
Keep
good.
that one. Fiddlist. Graphic designer. And recently married person, Mrs. Amanda Washkun.
Hello.
Hello, Amanda. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. How has your week been?
It's been great.
Good.
Got some stuff done.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. What kind of stuff are you getting done? Are you TCB?
Every day?
Every day. For those of you who aren't 40 years old, TCB is cool guy talk from the 70s for taking care of business.
I just
yes.
don't know.
I was like, I'm not going to agree to anything until you explain that. Yes, I'm working on some freelance projects.
Ooh.
I'm continuing my new job, which I like, and probably sleeping. I like sleeping.
Please do.
Now, you're a graphic designer.
Yes.
We talked last week about your favorite fonts.
Yeah.
Have you decided on which was your favorite, or are they all your babies?
They're all. Most of them are my babies. Some of them we shun.
No.
What's your least favorite font?
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
so a lot of the non-professionally made fonts have a lot of issues with their kerning, and if any of you know what kerning is, I'm so sorry. So like just a lot of that, like the fonts that you can download, like free fonts, like from DA Font, stuff like that, they're usually not spaced out correctly. And so while they look cool when you type something out, if you don't know like how to respace them a little bit, they look pretty bad. So I'm not a huge fan of those. I try to stay away from those. And of course, you know, the normal Comic Sans papyrus, unless you're like specifically doing a project that uses them. You know?
Why do people hate Comic Sans and Papyrus so much? By the way, welcome to Font Talk.
Font Talk with Amanda. Yeah, no. So typically, and like they're not terrible fonts. Like they have a purpose, but because they typically are loaded onto most computers, and a lot of people, like non-designer people, think that they're pretty or whatever, they'll use them. So like people use Comic Sans for like Fortune 500 company signs. That's a huge no-no because you know, you're such a high like functioning.
You can do better.
You can. I mean, like you have to use just a nicer font than Comic Sans to write like, you know, throw your trash away or something, like I don't know. But and so like Papyrus and Comic Sans are typically just overused because they're easily accessible and they're used in the wrong way. So
So they look different enough so people think that they're being
they're, like,
clever and
fancy.
creative,
Yeah.
but they're not because everybody has it.
Correct.
Sorry to the designer of Comic Sans, but
No, and like it's a perfectly fine font for specific reasons, but people overuse them for wrong reasons. And so
Got it.
that's Font Talk with Amanda.
Font
Back
Talk.
to you, Nick.
With Amanda, thank you.
Segment on Joker Man.
Thank you.
Oh God, no! Joker Man has a time and place too, Brian. Ooh.
Does it though?
All right.
Kid's birthday invitations.
There you go.
Yeah.
Moving on from Font Talk, back to this podcast about reviewing Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Right. Yeah. We're not talking
That
about
was
fonts.
fascinating, though. I wanted to know, and now you all do too. You're welcome. Over on my immediate left, I have actor, writer, and animator, Mr. Harry Loefler. See,
You like
Now
me
you
to
messed
say it?
him up.
Loeffler
Bell.
There you go.
Bell.
Yeah, Loeffler
Yeah.
Bell.
Loeffler
Loeffler
Bell.
Nice.
I've been saying lawful bell like an asshole.
No, it's not the worst mispronunciation.
Left,
pronunciation
like
thing.
Lieutenant Loeffler.
Yeah,
Loeffler.
except not.
Loeffler.
Except not.
Except
okay.
Yeah.
Except not.
Hi, what's up?
How's your week been?
Good, probably. I don't know.
All right.
I mean,
Well, it just happened. Clearly.
I mean, like,
there's so
We gotta
much
drop
happened,
this
Nick.
facade.
It's hard to encapsulate the whole week in just a few sentences.
in just a few minutes. Okay.
It's been so busy. We're wearing the same clothes.
That is fine. This is just my Saturday shirt.
I like it a lot. It makes it easy.
You know, this kind of actually is my Saturday shirt. I like wearing this on my days off.
I've noticed you wear it like 3 Saturdays in a row,
Yeah.
it seems, and then
Yeah,
you change
it's
it the
my-
next
yeah, and then I get
Sit there.
cycle it.
Yeah.
You get bored with it?
That's how I do things.
I like just being sparkly, so that's what I'm doing.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Harry. Moving on because we are way behind to Mr. Brian Bayer, who is comedian,
Stuff. Mm-hmm.
improviser, musician, and all-around good friend.
And a good friend. Thank you. Hello, Nick.
Hello. How was your week, man?
It's been great. I would like to nominate that I play the banjo in the Uncle
does.
Fergus Magic Whiskey
Yes, you
Band.
do.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I'd like to call myself a bangineer
A bangineer.
Ooh, I like
instead of
that.
just banjoist or
Yeah.
banjoer. So bangineer.
Bangineer.
That's the new word.
Bangineer, Mr. Brian Bayer.
That's me.
Banjoneer, fiddlist.
All right, let's get into this crazy ass
Yeah, we're
book.
getting into this book. All right.
yeah.
We've been reading By Balloon to the Sahara by D. Terman, which is a real person with a real name. And in this book so far,
Strap in.
Wild Ride, number 3.
we are with our friend Sarah and Pete, Knifey Pete,
Knifey
who's got a knife, and our dog Harry. We rented a balloon. We took a picnic basket and a jug of milk
From France.
From France,
As you do.
up into a balloon. A storm whisked us away over into the Sahara. We landed on the shore, looked around a bit. Pete found a cave. And the minute Pete found a cave, a bunch of dudes on horses came up wielding swords. So we ran from them, hid in the cave. They found us. They realized that we were in the cave. Fortunately for us, there were 3 doors in the cave.
Color coded for our convenience.
So we went through the white door, which just so happened to be a time warp.
Door makes you smaller.
One door makes you tall, and the door your mother gives you. All right. It happened to be a
sense at all.
makes no sense at all. As determined. When you're 10 feet tall. All right. So we went into the white door, which was a time warp. And then in the time warp, we were moving through the waves of time, a la Dune, a much better book. And we saw one path, which was in the ocean, and we saw another path that was on an underground river. And we took that path on the underground river. The river split and we flipped a coin, and the coin gave us heads to a terrible ending. So we've decided now.
Can you say what that ending was, though, please? Because it was so crazy.
Okay, so the ending was we were in a fun ride.
Yes, an amusement park.
An amusement park run by some Arab sheikh, and then
the gorilla
they
in a cage.
asked for our tickets
on the
after
ceiling?
we were
Right.
finished with the ride.
I feel like that was a scam.
Which
was a
that's
scam.
not how tickets work.
That's not how anything works.
And then we didn't have one, and they sent us back to France, where we were given the option of renting a balloon.
I'm exhausted by just the
Dardo.
And we are now exhausted. So now we're going to see what happens when
the
we
coin
go
comes up tails.
to the tail side
Just to see.
10 minutes in to our podcast. The rumbling becomes louder. Desperately, you and your friends try to climb to the side of the banks of the underground river. But the rocks are slippery and covered with moss. Faster and faster the river flows, and the rowboat whirls around and around in the roaring current. Just when the rumbling is so loud that you cannot even hear the screams of your friends, the rowboat shoots off into space.
Outer space?
Wait.
Just when the rumbling is so loud that you cannot even hear the screams of your friends,
Because in space, no one can hear
No
you.
one can
No,
hear
of course.
the rowboat shoots off into space.
Maybe they mean like empty
Wait,
space?
like we flew off a waterfall.
Into
Maybe.
space.
Or now on a
Okay,
rocket
so
ship.
what
All right.
happens next?
Over and over you tumble. You land upright with a tremendous kersplash. Okay.
So like
Yeah.
All right.
empty space.
This is how
not-
crazy this book is.
Like, that would not have been out of the question.
Yeah, you can be like, oh, there's some aliens from Gork.
Great.
Okay, so we landed safely. We did.
In the Sahara.
Yeah. You are all soaking wet and scared, but thankfully still alive.
That's
The boat runs aground on a muddy bank and, knees shaking, you all get out. The mysteriously glowing rocks show steps cut out of the rocks leading upward. Should you follow them upward and abandon the rowboat, or take your chances on the underground river?
Ooh.
You are afraid of the dangers of the river. Climb the rocky steps to page 102. But the roaring sound of the river is behind you. Perhaps it is safe to travel on by boat. If this is your decision, push out into the current and drift downstream to page 107.
Oh boy.
I think, just as a rule, always take mysterious staircases.
Okay, you think staircases
That's
because we have to
my-
pretend that it's not we don't know it's an amusement park, and it might not be an amusement park at this point.
Who knows how this amusement park works? They could have just used this cave formation that happened to be around.
Right? Or were the horsemen part of it? Are they supposed to chase us in the door?
No, because that was before we went through the time.
Oh, right. I
time.
forgot the space-time room.
how could you forget that?
Yeah, I don't think the logic of this book is consistent.
What logic?
At all?
There's
so,
no logic.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Staircase, because
Yeah. They
the
also-
river did try to kill us.
Mystery stairs.
They made a big deal about us abandoning the rowboat, and I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, because maybe this waterfall's supposed to kill us, and there's treasure.
Staircase.
security.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, so you say staircase?
Yeah.
One for staircase.
Oh, see, I think the river leads to treasure, but
Oh.
I got
Oh,
two staircase
I
votes.
misunderstood.
I got two staircase votes. I'm outvoted.
I'm voting staircase.
I can keep
Yeah.
a told you so in reserve.
Yeah. Well, why
fine.
don't you just keep that told you so in
In,
reserve?
in reserve.
And we're going to see what happens when we go up that staircase. Right after this quick word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
This episode of Turn to Page Fun brought to you by Font Talk.
On talk. Hey, I'm Tip,
And I'm Tap.
and we're brothers.
And we're you're calling it the Font Talk, where we talk about fonts and how to use them.
Right on the line now, we got Harry from Gary.
Yeah, hi. I got a short story I'm writing that I don't know what font to use.
All right, Harry. What kind of font you using right now?
Just a Times New Roman.
Oh no.
Oh,
all right.
yeah, you don't wanna do that.
Hold on a minute. What is the story that you're using your Times New Roman for? Because that's a good font for some things, but for other things, it's really bad.
Is it like a sci-fi story?
No. It's a story about pirates in a submarine.
Ooh.
They go and they fight whales.
All right. What you're gonna want for any kind of seafaring story, you're not gonna want serifs.
No. Definitely don't want those.
No. If you know what serifs are, those are those little feet that happen at the end of every letter.
All right. Yeah, I say something fun and exciting like Joker Man.
Joker Man, come on. You always say Joker Man, Tap.
I like Joker Man. I'm a jokester. Anyway.
All right, don't listen to my brother. He's wrong. Don't use Joker Man for nearly anything but a birthday invitation.
Just watch your kerning. That's all I got to say.
Watch your kerning and thank you for calling. That is...
Font Talk.
Font Talk on NPR.
Not really PR.
Not really PR.
SexyHackers.com.
And we're back to Turn the Page Fun.
Oh, those crazy brothers.
Those crazy Tip and Tap brothers. Oh,
Just
man.
never use Jokerman ever, please. Just don't do it.
I'm trying to think of a C font ad.
I like to tune into the Tip and Tap brothers.
Yep.
To try to work out their brain teaser of the week.
Oh, that's true. I think they're the Tappert brothers now that I think of it.
They are the
Oh, man. That's fine.
Click and clack, the Tapper brothers. All right.
All right. Fonts.
Fonts. All right. Kurt, this is not a font podcast. This is a podcast reviewing books.
All right.
And the book we are reviewing right now is Babylon to the Sahara by D. Turman. Currently in this book, you have rented a balloon. Mm-hmm. You've sailed across the ocean in a storm. Mm-hmm. You landed. Marauders, horseback marauders, chase you into a cave.
With swords.
With swords. Yep. You chose the white door to go through in the cave because there were 3 doors. That door had a time warp. The time warp led you to a cave river. You had to flip a coin to figure out which way to go in the cave river. Flipping heads was a terrible idea. So you went over the waterfall. Mm-hmm. You survived. Now there are steps up to the left or the right.
Somewhere. There's steps.
Steps.
We chose to go up the steps.
But we've chosen to go up the steps.
Maybe we'll be on the Russian steps. I don't know. That's a little wordplay. Steps. Homophones. Anyway.
All right. Carefully, the 4 of you climb the rocky steps. At the top, you find that the tunnel is level and paved with flat rocks. Onward you move, the cool green light from the walls of the tunnel illuminating your path. Suddenly, from behind you, you hear a rusty creaking and then a crash. You turn to find that an iron grill has dropped down from its hidden recesses in the roof of the tunnel, blocking your escape back to the river.
Oh, no.
Great.
Literally.
That's actually...
Oh, boo.
Wordplay.
As you test the grill to see whether it will open, that's called a portcullis.
Well...
You can say portcullis, determine, and let them know what that is. All right. As you test the portcullis to see whether it will open, you hear the identical sound from the further down the tunnel. It's the same kind of grill, Peter shouts, because he's an idiot. It's a portcullis.
He knows knives, but not bars.
We're trapped. Frantically, all of you search for some hidden device to lift the bars. But you have no luck. Imprisoned deep below the Earth's surface, you know that this is probably the end.
So we just die slowly.
That one is.
Oh,
Wait for it.
What?
At the bottom where our choice would be, it says, but then you notice that Harry is squeezing under the bars. He makes it, turns around wagging his tail, and then goes galloping up the tunnel in search of help. Wait patiently for your friend to find assistance, and turn to page 111 to see whether you starve before he returns with help.
all right. So we're just gonna have 8 minutes of podcast silence while we.
Wait
We turn
patiently.
to page 111 and it just goes, you starved.
you
Done.
You did.
It seems as if years pass. You dream of fresh, cool sands, roast beef, ice cream, and hot bread.
Those are weird things to.
Everybody, dude, you've never had ice cream on hot bread?
With a side of roast beef on sand.
With sand.
Fucking best, man.
Nothing but sand picnics
It's
in the
weird
desert.
mixing the food.
I guess the beach.
with- why
the
is sand in there?
The sand isn't everything. Right?
Because
Did
you're
I say
in the
sand?
desert.
Yeah.
Didn't you say sand?
Cool sand.
Oh, I
Sandwich?
said sand when I meant to say fresh, cool salads.
Ah.
Okay,
Nick,
well,
you're always
that's,
craving
well,
sand.
That's better, I guess.
Yeah, why would you dream of sand?
I don't know.
It's
Personally,
rough
I
and
hate it.
coarse, gets everywhere.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Not soft like you. Oh, I love you all of a sudden.
All right, so we're dreaming of salad.
Salads
Salad.
Salad.
Ice cream,
roast
salad,
beef.
roast beef.
and
On hot
ice
bread.
cream on hot bread.
Because why not?
I mean, actually, ice cream on bread pudding is actually really good.
No.
On the third day, wow,
We're Jesusing this up.
you hear the sounds of running footsteps. Soon, flashlights appear, led by a very thin and dirty Harry. Yeah,
He's got a gun.
he's got a gun. He can't remember if he shot only 5 shots or 6.
The question is, who's a good boy? Is it me? Am I a good boy? Punk.
Men, using saws, remove a few of the bars so that you can slip through. They are oil well workers. Harry has run over 100 miles through the desert to their
Harry.
camp and then guided them back.
Damn.
He just kept barking like crazy and then running off in this direction, one of the men grins. We finally got the idea that his master was in trouble. The men drive you back to the drilling site, and a day later, a helicopter evacuates to a city near the coast. All of you have fascinating stories to tell, but it's Harry who gets his picture on the cover of a national magazine.
Yay.
Soon,
Deserves it.
He does.
he's a motion picture star.
Oh.
But he doesn't forget his old friends. You are allowed to stay at his house
Wait, what?
hold on, and sleep on a nice rug.
Great.
This feels weird now.
This got weird.
But you discover that you really don't like to chew on bones. The end.
Yeah.
So you clearly starved to death and had a vision of Harry rescuing you.
I'm sorry, did we become the dogs?
became
Yes.
dogs.
Yes, you
Yes.
became
Yes.
Harry's dogs.
That is that is the weirdest thing in this app.
And we've had some weird stuff.
Yes.
Well, so your petition to the court to not be a dog is denied. This dog is rich and will tell you what to do now.
Also, they don't pay the dog. They pay the dogs. Oh, I am frustrated with this weird ending.
There is a picture to drill this concept home
not good.
with Harry as a movie star, and he is sitting in a little director's chair. On the back of the chair, it says Harry. He has had his whiskers manicured into fine curls at the end. Yes. He is wearing really cool aviator sunglasses.
So he's Snoopy?
And
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, he's
it's
got a
very
big,
Snoopy-esque.
he's got the black ears and a big spot on his back. He is Snoopy.
And he's holding.
And he is holding a, we can't tell what it is because we don't know the color of the liquid in the glass, but it is either a martini or a Manhattan because it is in a bird bath and it has a little olive in it.
Don't get your dog drunk, please.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's not good for him.
He's
Yeah.
gone mad with power. Well, that's an ending.
That's certainly
That's an ending.
And ending.
certainly a way this book could have ended
I feel like we
for you.
got real lucky and got like the best ending right away.
Yeah.
We really did.
really
yeah,
did.
yeah. We but hey, maybe there's
But we're gonna
more. There's
we're gonna dive back in and see how else this book can end.
I'm going to be stuck on that one for a while, though. That was
it's really
weird.
threw you off.
Yeah.
You thought your dog self in this book was benevolent. No. He is now your master.
All right.
You're the dog now, man.
Tables
You're
have turned.
It's a reverse Finding Forrester. That was that movie, right?
Yes.
We're ancient.
Yes, that was the movie where Sean Connery shouts, "You're the bad dog," and we all laughed
And cringed.
and cringed and laughed. All right, so
All right, where are we
that's-
going back to?
We can go back to the doors.
You could surrender to the
We
horseman.
can surrender to the horsemen.
I want to see what the horsemen are about.
All
Yeah.
right,
All
you want
right.
to go
The horsemen.
surrender
Yeah.
to the horsemen?
Yeah,
Of
sure.
course, the doors are also fascinating.
Right, because
'Cause
I
there
mean,
could be other
who knows
portals to
where
other
Knows whatever else
dimensions.
is
That's-
in there.
it's probably just a complete 180 of whatever we already did.
It's just tubes.
But yeah, let's see what the horseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with seeing that.
Smile at them and hope for the best.
Okay.
Maybe they're real
Find
nice.
that. Yeah.
There, actually, there's a lot of going on with the horsemen, and we only have like the one segment left. So I'm gonna put a kibosh on the horsemen.
All right.
all right.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
That's
You want to
fair.
try a door then?
Yeah, well, let's try doors.
We want to try a knifey peach door, the red door
Yes.
to the red
Well, because
one?
Yes.
the first one was
Blue-
just
Open
blue.
the
Like
Blue was
you
our
can do the
choice,
blue
right?
door,
Yeah.
and
Didn't
then
really-
Knifey Pete wants the red one.
Yeah. Which could be anything. Is
Oh,
that
man,
is this door?
there's so
Is it
many-
all long?
ugh. Yeah,
Well, we
they're
might
all
just have
like
to-
go like.
Well, we could go down the river instead of up the stairs.
Oh, yeah,
let's
to
do
the
that. Let's go
waterfall.
down the
All
river. Let's see what happens when we go down the river instead of up the stairs. Right after this quick word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
Today's episode of Turn to Page Fun is brought to you by Balloon to the Sahara, now a major motion picture. This fall, in a world where only dogs exist, it's Balloon to the Sahara, starring Harry the dog as Harry the dog, and Wishbone as protagonist, Lassie as Sarah, and that other dog I can't remember as Peter, the bad boy. Join them as they sail across the desert and just a whole bunch of crazy shit happens. It's got adventure, excitement, romance, and most importantly, it's all dogs. Just dogs barking to each other for 2 hours. Directed by Wes Anderson. So come see Balloon to the Sahara. No humans were harmed in the making of this movie or involved in any way.
SexyHackers.com.
And we are back to Turn to Page Fun. We got one more segment with By Balloon to Africa. So we're going to go through as much of that as possible. We had decided to see what we were going to find out if we would stayed on the river after we went over the waterfall.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And just keep
In the
sailing on the river.
On and on you drift, the river carrying you deeper into the depths of the earth. The glowing rocks cast an eerie green light, and you observe that the river is moving slowly and growing broader. At last, it seems that your boat is barely moving, but the river has become a vast underground lake. This must be it, Peter says.
What?
You ask him what he means.
Yeah.
He tells you that many scientists believe that there are great underground rivers of fresh water beneath the Sahara. Just think, he says, if the people of the desert had this water, they could grow enough food for all of Africa. All right. Africa can grow enough food for all of Africa. That's all I'm going to say about that subject. And we're going to move on. All right. Already, Africa can... Okay.
Yeah.
Slowly and carefully, you row along the edge of the lake, looking for some way upward. Sarah spots a passageway. Weak with hunger, You climb upward. Strange pictures of men and animals decorate the walls. Sarah says that these are hieroglyphics, the writings of ancient Egypt. It must be, she explains, that this source of water was known to the ancient peoples of the desert, and somehow the knowledge was lost in some sort of great disaster. With barely any energy left, you come to the end of the passageway. Shrubs block the entrance, and you bend them aside and look out. Nearby is a small, dusty village of desert tribesmen. What news you have to tell the world. The end.
Okay.
Kind of a
So we would have had to have floated very far to get to Egypt
Also,
from France.
yeah.
Why do
Well,
we
no,
think-
we were on the coast of.
We could have been
Africa,
any,
right?
like right now, I have no idea.
it's true.
But we'd
Amanda's
have to go
right. We
really
could-
far because
Yeah.
it's all the way to the.
Oh yeah, it's,
We
it's
could
Yeah.
either have been like we're most likely in Syria or not Syria, in Algeria.
okay. Yeah,
But we could be in Libya.
but our door lets us through space time, so we could be
Right, so
any
we
the
could-
fuck
I
where
suppose
Anywhere.
in this.
Yeah.
true.
Oh, that's right.
That's
That's
true.
right.
Yeah.
Wait, where was the
I keep
amusement park?
forgetting about the time travel.
Well, it was a
Say-
shake, so it could have been
Arab Sheikh, but so that
it could
is
have-
Dubai.
this book.
The amusement
Which
park
is,
was
like,
in
super-
Dubai.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So
Which is irrelevant.
I
That was
forgot
just
about
kind
the
of a
space time.
dry
so
fart of an ending. Just like, well, okay.
We're
we've
getting
got
worse
water.
on the endings.
Yeah,
we really are.
steadily gone downhill with the endings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
we
good.
did this in reverse order.
So we hit the first best one. And
Yeah.
then it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
you know what?
That's a way that this book could end for you. Let's go ahead and let's read a bit about the author,
All right.
and then
Yeah.
we'll play a game. We haven't
Yeah.
played a game.
Oh,
in a while.
sure.
All right. Read a little bit about the author. And illustrator. D. Turman
Just tell us his name, damn it. Not Daniel David.
D. Turman
it's determined.
was educated at Cornell University
Okay.
and Columbia University. He subsequently flew with Jet Interceptor and Bomber squadrons and went on to become launch crew commander for Atlas ICBMs.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So
This guy's lived a fucking life.
this guy's lived a life, and he's had a lot of time to think of crazy ass stories.
He had his finger on the button.
While he's there with his finger on the button. So maybe having your finger on the button might do something to you as a
wow.
person, and I would not wish that for anybody.
Yeah.
To have to do that. We still have people that do that, and
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
I commend them for
Yeah.
the duty that they are doing, and but it takes its toll.
Yeah.
It must. We have evidence.
Just daydreams all over the
all right.
place.
He has also served as a technical advisor to various government agencies involved in strategic and intelligence planning.
Ooh.
In 1963, he bought a 77-foot schooner and sailed for the next 12 years on Caribbean and European waters.
Wasn't that the plot of Terror Island?
You know, fuck yeah, Dave Turman.
Yeah, this guy's getting shit
Fuck yeah,
done.
D. Turman.
He has
Yeah,
lived
get
a life.
You know what? You did your time. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
great. I'm on your side, man. Yeah.
All right.
Turman now lives in Vermont, where he divides his time between soaring, skiing, and writing. He is the author of a novel of political intrigue,
Ooh.
The 3 Megaton Gamble,
Ooh.
as well as an upcoming novel about flying. Points. His next work, a sailing adventure, is in progress. So I'm pretty sure this book was written about 41 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can probably get his latest book as well. Just a little thing for you guys. As far as the illustrator, a graduate of Pratt Institute, Paul Granger is a prize-winning illustrator and painter.
The end.
That's
Cool.
He's not
end.
Sounds like a cowboy.
Don't put him on the same page
Granger.
as the other guy. That's not fair to him.
Well, maybe he didn't want to give up all his personal information.
I guess.
I mean, like, I'm
Determined is really,
yeah,
gone all
Done it
over
all.
the place.
I'm about determined now. All right, let us go now. Thoughts and First Strike is the name of
Douglas Turman.
It's Douglas.
Douglas. His name is Douglas. Jason found him on the internet, and his name is Douglas.
Nice.
You know, when your name is Doug before 1990, you should not be ashamed of it.
Oh, yeah.
If your name is Doug after 1990,
Also, if your name makes a great pun like that, like Determined.
yeah,
You got to go for it.
Doug Turman.
right. So Doug Turman, personally, we are fans.
Yeah, he did. He really.
But
went out
let's
Of him, I don't know about the
Crazy
book.
ride.
Yeah.
let's talk about your book.
Doug.
So, Brian,
Yeah.
on a scale of 1 to 10 jugs of milk,
Whole or 2%?
what do you give of this book?
You know, I know in quality of endings we did kind of sink down, I felt like.
Right.
But this book really does have everything. And so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give it 10 jugs of milk.
10 jugs
This
of milk.
was the most like imaginative, crazy, batshit crazy ride we could have gone on, I feel like, in one of these so far. So 10 whole jugs of milk. Thanks, Doug.
All right. Harry,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 10 pods of whales,
Oh.
what do you give this book?
I'm
Why?
gonna not 10 out of 10 for me.
Fair.
But still many pods. I think at least 8. I really dug some of the smaller, weirder.
But
God
boo.
the spots where it said the end, and then you go down to the bottom and there's more story. I like it's a whole
The fake out?
It's a weird format already. So if you're gonna play with that, I really respect that. It loses a point for me though, because I also really like when these books have like an internal logic. Like if you not necessarily the fact that we did so many fucking weird things,
Right.
but specifically the whole like I like where if you go through a door and you go through another door, you can end up in the same place.
Oh,
if you
okay.
can track your location and
Right.
end up in a spot.
By internal logic, you're meaning like you like the fact that even though we didn't come across this other stuff
It still
in one
happened.
telling of the story, that stuff exists.
Yes.
And you can stumble across it later on in the
Yes.
story.
I felt like
Yeah.
this didn't do that as well.
What was the book that we read that I really liked that had strong internal
I
logic
think
like that?
Worst Day of Your
Worst
Life.
Day of Your
Worst
Life.
Day of Your
had-
Life, yeah, I remember.
Although I will
Listening to
say, we did literally meet ourselves from another
we
reality.
did meet ourselves
that
from another
did
reality.
happen.
That
so,
one was.
I was hoping we'd come across that.
yeah.
But
that
so it
was
definitely
crazy.
gets points for meeting
Alright.
yourselves from it played with a lot and there was literally like
Yeah,
100 genres.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. And Amanda, on a scale of 1 to 10 switchblades,
I was hoping I would get the knives. Yeah.
what would you give this book?
I think I'm with Harry. I won't give this a 10 out of 10. I was thinking somewhere between 7 and 8 switchblades. Because it does really, you could probably spend, I mean, we have spent hours talking about this and reading about it. And like, we have not gone the same way twice. We have not come across the same things. And there's so much for everybody. But it is very strange. It's just a weird book. So it was interesting to follow. I'm interested to see if we could read some of the other ones later. But yeah, weird, but not bad.
Weird.
Yeah.
But not bad.
All right, Nick. On a scale of 1 to 10 vials of ear cream,
I'm
minimum to maximum liter.
Minimum to maximum leader. I am going to give this book for Choose Your Own Adventure books. I'm going to give this book a maximum leader.
Maximum.
Nice.
Because like everybody else says, it is an experience.
That's the best way to
Can't
put
just
that.
read this book.
It is uneven. Like there has been the best ending we've ever gotten in a Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Yeah.
In this book, there has also been the worst ending we have ever gotten in a Choose Your Own Adventure book, as Brian stated so eloquently, a dry fart.
Yeah.
Where it was just like you thought you were gonna feel better and you didn't. It's just like it is. So, but the thing is, there's 40 endings in this book.
40.
That's a lot.
We maybe came to 6 or no,
Seven?
more
I
than
don't
that,
even know.
like
It's-
8 to 10.
Yeah.
So there's like 30 endings left in this book that we haven't even touched on, and it's clear that they're all different.
Very
Because
different.
this book has no internal logic whatsoever, like they're all completely different. And the endings themselves are so weird.
Some weird shit.
Like you go and take a like
That amusement park really threw me
amu-
off because that made no sense.
Also,
That's not a
also,
thing.
if that's still a thing, why didn't Harry go get those guys and had to go 100 miles? Like,
Right.
there's a
well,
lot-
because they didn't
a lot of
exist. It's different
Yeah.
logic.
Oh, I
like,
suppose.
that's the thing.
What was the storm in the time cave? We never went there.
we never went there.
We never just
Right.
let the gas out of our balloon.
Yeah.
We didn't take the other doors. So many choices.
So
So many
many
choices,
choices.
but specifically the endings. Like, well, there was the weird time thing, or the amusement park.
Right.
But even the zapping and you just fuck off into the desert,
That was a pretty non-ending.
or
We're stealing this.
well,
gun.
just got this ray gun and this balloon now.
Who knows?
Who knows? Or the other one that really struck me. Well, it doesn't because I can't think of it now.
The pirates where we went
Pirates.
to jail instead of.
Where we went to jail, but it all turned out okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and where we go get a tour of the solar system, but it's like a shitty tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a shitty tour of the solar system.
so
Or the
So
one
it's
where
an
we
economy
become
for some reason?
slaves to a dog.
Right.
Yeah, that was
what?
That
weird
was
too.
that-
I
I'm
didn't
still
like
hung
that
up
one.
on that one.
Yeah.
That was bizarre.
It seemed like he was trying to be cute, and then you were like, "Wait, but are we really forced to?" What?
Am I wearing
That
a
is
collar?
that
What
is the
happening?
drawback of this book. I think is that he does try to be cute.
Yeah.
When he writes it, like all of his I appreciated the first couple of times where he elaborated on his choices for where to go. But after a while, dude,
Yeah.
like you needed to dial that back.
Just like tell us the choices. Don't
Tell
be
us
like,
the choices.
Put on a big smile and do this.
Right, because there's actually stuff happening in the choice.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the transition is jarring
Yeah.
to the next page. Again, I would still recommend it because it is
Oh,
an
yeah.
experience.
It's an experience.
Not a book, an experience.
You don't read this, you live this.
Many, many, many books in one.
So if you can find By Balloon to the Sahara by Doug Tierman at your local library or on eBay, pick it up.
Yeah.
Check it out. Read it to your friends. It's fun.
It is fun.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the end of our podcast. Turn to Page Fun and Font Talk.
Podcast within a podcast.
Podcast within a podcast. Thank you so much for all of you listening to us do our little book review. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
It is March, Brian. What's going on with you?
Well, I will say, let's see what's going on. This is going on all the time. Every Monday nights at 7:30 or 7:15 if you want to tune in a little early on Twitch. It's No Dice, which is the role-playing Dungeons and Dragons-esque adventure we have every week, where you, the audience, choose what we're going to be fighting and where we are. And a bunch of improvisers and myself playing the improvised music go on a little adventure. So you can check that out on Twitch, twitch.tv SXY. It's Sexy Hackers without the E in sexy. There's still an E in hackers.
Yes.
So yeah, check that out. It also comes out on YouTube and as a podcast itself, I believe. Sexy Hackers.
But
TV.
please just log in with
Yeah.
Twitch because it is an interactive format.
Yeah, it's a
forum,
lot more fun that way.
and it's
I gotta
so
say.
much more fun when we can talk to you.
Yeah.
Because over the holidays there were some rough ones where
little-
it was great, but it was
Yeah. So yeah, tune into that and check it out, and we'd
Yeah.
love to hear from you.
Yeah, the more people chat with us, the more fun it is.
It's true.
Harry, what's going on with you?
Same stuff as last time.
Okay, remind us what that is.
Go to my website, harrylb.com, because by the time this comes out, you can check out probably the animated short Most Foul about a duck out for revenge, and Nightmakers, a short animated thing about your nightmares coming personified and putting on your nightmares.
Yeah.
Harry, you have a book too, right?
I do. You can. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to, you can contact me by my website. Right now, I'm looking for a new agent for said book. But if you would like a beta copy of Billy in Space, go ahead and contact me through my website. Billy in Space. It's about a guy on a spaceship, and there are aliens, and they're eating people, and it's like Alien, except the aliens are Muppets.
It's delightful.
Nice.
All right.
It is.
Are their ears big?
They're not. They don't have
Okay.
ears.
Is the leader the one with the biggest ears?
No, he also doesn't have ears.
Okay. Just for you voting in the primaries coming up, just remember to vote for the person with the biggest ears.
I think that might be Bernie.
Who can it's biggest ears?
The biggest ears.
Time to start running our country with the person who hears you the most. Oh boy.
Yeah, cheesy
perfect.
Pete's. And lastly but not leastly, we have Amanda.
Hey.
How you been?
I'm
What's
good.
going on with you in March?
It's March, which means Uncle Fergus Magic Whiskey Band is performing probably many times around St. Patrick's Day, which, if you want to come and see it, it's all four of us and hopefully our friend Olivia. And
Hopefully she has time.
hopefully if she has time. She's so busy.
Our pickle laureate.
A pickle laureate. But yeah, so we are a Irish band and we play pop songs as God intended as jigs and reels. And we're a lot of fun. These guys speak in Irish accents. I don't. And
We're not pretending, Amanda. We actually
Right.
They
sure.
do.
I'm Irish.
we are Irish.
They-
We drink
Irish
the magic
comes-
whiskey, and it
Yes.
turns, every voice an Irish voice.
right, except for mine.
song?
It doesn't work for me.
An Irish song.
But yeah, so we'll probably be doing many shows around St. Patrick's Day, so just check us out on Facebook. And if you guys want to talk more about fonts, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at designer awash.
at her.
At me, I'll talk fonts till the cows come home.
All right.
All right. Thank you. A big thanks to Sexy Hackers for giving us this wonderful, wonderful space. Go ahead and get yourself a T-shirt.
Yeah.
The seasons are changing, and it's going from winter into spring, and you're going to need some lighter clothes to wear, and you're going to need some new T-shirts. What better place than Sexy Hackers to go and get awesome print T-shirts? They are both so comfortable and efficacious. And if you go to sexyhackers.com to get an awesome T-shirt, we have Turn to Page Fun T-shirts. We also have T-shirts for all of the other podcasts and media that Sexy Hackers puts out, as well as some other really, really rad designs. I am wearing this Burrito T-shirt. Brian is wearing a T-shirt that has a
Certain robot from a certain.
certain robot from a certain space opera.
Yes, as a sugar skull kind
As
of.
a sugar skull.
Dia-
Yes.
Pretty sweet.
A la
Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
It doesn't even look like a robot, I think.
Yes.
Nah.
Yep. Nope.
Just a sugar skull.
Just a sugar skull.
Just a sugar skull.
That's all it is.
That is familiar and lovable.
Just gonna cross my arms.
Yes. But anyway, there are so many other designs that will fit you and your own personality, especially if you like all the geeky things that we love. And again, they're incredibly comfortable and very reasonably priced. And if you go ahead and type it, the promo code FUN, at sexyhackers.com, you are going to go ahead and get 20% off as well. So do that and save yourself a little bit of money. Thank you. Go ahead and follow and subscribe to us if you liked what we do. That would be great. That really helps us out. And feel free to follow and subscribe to all of the other media on Sexy Hackers, that being Turn to Page Fun, which is us, Who Let Me Read This, which is a podcast about all of the books that we read as children that were problematic and affected our views of the world when we were a little bit too young for that. And then also original content from All Arcadia Theater, which drops every other Friday. Thank you to Jason for doing all the engineering for us and making us sound great, like Tony the Tiger. And most importantly, thank you for being you, listening to us read to you. And with that, I'm going to say I'll see you next week through your ears.
SexyHackers.com! Stream Team!